how to harness your vision. You can see just how strongly I believe in the power of vision. That's why I want to break down the various steps you can take to harness it. Separately, they're all useful, and if you can master just a few of them, you'll see an incredible improvement in your life. But if you can draw upon the faith, dedication, and focus to bring all of these steps together, you'll be in control of how you see the world and how the world sees you. And that's a beautiful way to live. Which vision? Everybody dreams. You dream every night when you go to sleep, and if you're like me, you spend a lot of time dreaming during the day too. So the first question to ask is, out of all these dreams and visions, which is the one you should follow? A lot of people spend their entire lives dreaming, but never pursue any of their dreams to their conclusion. That's understandable. It's very scary to dedicate yourself to one dream. To take all of your eggs and put them in one basket, you need to be very confident in that vision. That's why I believe you can be sure you're making the right choice when you let your passion pick your vision. When you have an idea that you find yourself feeling very passionate about, then that's the one you need to go after. If you feel lukewarm about an idea, or lose interest in it after a few days, it probably wasn't the one you were meant to pursue. But when you have a dream that you can't get out of your mind and your heart beats faster every time you think about it, then that's the one. But make sure it's your vision you're following. It has to be your vision for your life. Don't go to medical school because that's what your parents want you to do. Don't play basketball because you're 7 feet tall and people always assume you're a baller. You'll just end up as one of these centers who everyone thinks is lazy and unskilled, but really just doesn't have a true love for the game. Don't decide to be a model because every time you go to a club, some photographer gives you his card. Pursue those careers because you love them, not because you think people will love you for pursuing them. If you only do something because it's what other people want you to do or it seems like the easy way out, you'll never have a passion for it. And without passion for what you're doing, you'll never ever be successful at it. Because my own work is often about creating, I admit that sometimes I get too hung up on the creative process. I'll get so excited by a new record or a new show or a new poet that I'll forget that not everyone shares the passion to assist the creative process. It's important to remember that not everyone is a Lauryn Hill or an Andy Warhol or a Miles Davis. Some people aren't creative, but they are tremendous business people. For them, the art of buying and selling is just as rewarding as creating. As my friend Donald Trump put it, deals are my art form. Other people paint beautifully on canvas or write wonderful poetry. I like making deals, preferably big deals. That's how I get my kicks. So while Donald might not be an artist per se, he's still a great visionary in his own field. If you're struggling to come up with a truly unique idea, it's okay. You can start by building on someone else's foundation and keep adding your own flavor and your own twist until eventually it becomes something that's uniquely you. There are many roads to success, even within one industry. Never forget that. That's very important. Freeze your vision. Once you've picked a vision that you feel passionate about, the next step is to freeze it. I can't stress this enough. When a vision begins to resonate with you, you can't let it slip away. Do whatever you can to freeze it. Even a powerful vision can get lost quickly among the distractions of the world. I know, because I've forgotten visions and ideas that I thought would stick with me forever. That's why you must freeze a powerful vision in your mind immediately. The safest way to freeze a vision is by articulating it as soon as you have it. If you're a writer and you dream the plot to a novel, write it down the second you wake up. Don't get up and brush your teeth or get a cup of coffee. You should be drinking green juice or tea anyway. Write it down before you do anything else. If you're a painter and you see an incredible landscape in your mind, freeze that vision by drawing it immediately. Don't wait to get to your studio. Use your kids' crayons if that's all that's around. Maybe you're a singer and an amazing melody comes into your head while you're in your car. Don't assume you'll remember it later. Pull over and sing that melody into your answering machine. No matter who you are or what you do, freeze your vision so that you can never lose it. Freeze it in your mind and meditate on it every day, because you have to be able to call on that vision whenever you need it. It's also very important to try to always see the details in your vision. Freeze the big picture first, but then keep working on the details. For instance, it's not enough to just say, I want my own record label. Your vision for that label has to be very specific for it to be successful. You have to have a vision for what the label will be called, what your logo is going to be, what sort of distribution deal you want, what sort of artist you're going to sign, what your office is going to look like, even the color of your stationery. From the root to the fruit, you have to have a clear vision for every part of your idea, because when you have your own label, and you will, and it's time to pick a distribution deal or it's time to sign an artist, you won't have to wonder what to do. You'll just look back to the vision you froze and know exactly what move to make. See every single last detail of what you want to accomplish. That detailed vision, frozen in your mind, will be your roadmap to success. I'll admit that MBAs can usually do one thing very well, and that's help you formulate the details of your ideas. I might have a lofty vision, but I'll bring in an MBA to help articulate the details. I'll have them list the details as an exercise to make sure that the vision is sound. That's the point of creating a business plan. However, the idea doesn't begin or end with a business plan for me. Any good business plan will always change and evolve. The business plan is just my way of making sure that the details are right and everyone on my team is literally starting on the same page. But using MBAs is a luxury I can afford at this stage in my career. You might not be so fortunate right away. That's why when you're first getting started, you have to be the dreamer and the MBA guy. You have to dream up the lofty idea and work out the small, mundane details. Lofty ideas can be more fun to kick around in your head, but the details are what will help attract support and attention for your vision. Details allow a vision to materialize into a fundable plan. Details give people confidence in you. Let's say I'm meeting with two people, both of whom are trying to pitch me on investing in a new venture. Both people might have great ideas, but the person who can provide me with a detailed vision is more likely to get the check. Make sure you're that person. Be clear in your vision. After you've frozen the vision you feel passionate about and have articulated its details, your next step is to make sure that your vision is clear. By that I mean that the idea isn't so lofty that the average person can't see it, or that it's not filled with so many details that they're overshadowing your original idea. A clear, unobstructed vision of what you want gives you an advantage in dealing with other people. Remember how I said baby's vision was so clear that it became contagious? That's what you want for your idea: clarity and confidence. When you do have a clear, strong vision, you will see results. People love to be around someone who is crystal clear on their future. Your confidence is going to give them direction. People will follow someone who's clear with his vision, probably because they're not clear on their own. It's true in my company, Rush Communications. I don't care if it's your first day on the job or if you've been with me for 10 years. If you have a clear vision for something, I'm going to listen to you. Share your vision. The final step in realizing your dreams is always to share them with the world. This should be the easiest step, but for some people it's actually the hardest. They might spend months up in their room dreaming up a new idea, freezing it in their mind, and working out the details. It might be all they think about, but when you see them on the street and ask them what they're working on, they'll just say, "Oh, not much." Not because they haven't been working hard on sculpting their vision, but because they're afraid to share it. Why? It really comes down to a lack of faith. Even though that idea was given to them by God, they still don't trust it. They're afraid that their idea is going to be rejected. And that fear is what you have to get over if you want to realize your dreams. One of the easiest ways to get over that fear is by focusing on the process. Don't look at sharing your idea as a chance for people to judge it. Just look at it as another baby step in the process you've already committed to. It would have been great if the Fat Farm store had immediately sold a ton of shirts. That would have made things very easy. But good things don't come easily. They take time to develop. The reality was that not many clothes were bought after we first opened the store. Financially, the store was a mess, but I didn't trip over the bottom line. I was too focused on my greater vision, which was building a classic clothing company. When you're only focused on the bottom line, a win is when you make $5 million in your first year. But when you're focused on the process, a win is when someone walks into your store and buys a shirt because he loves it. A win is when that person tells you that maybe the shirt should have been a different color or the collar should have been a little wider, because that person is helping you learn from your mistakes. You might be losing money, but you're gaining the knowledge you need to reach your ultimate goal. you're taking more baby steps in the process. Always put your vision out there. Never be afraid to share it. Another great reason to share your vision is that once you share it, you're stuck with it. Once you share your idea, people are expecting something from you. Some of them will encourage you, some of them will criticize you, but all that attention will just make it harder for you to give up on your vision. That attention will force you to continue the process.